Hey there, I want to show you a cool tool that I got. Actually, I've had this, oh man, a year and a half now, I think. Or did I get it last NAMM? I can't remember. I think I got it a year and a half ago at the NAMM show. And it's a Goldtone BZ500 is the model number. Goldtone Irish Bouzouki. I actually looked into getting a Bouzouki because I had a composer ask if I had one and I didn't. And I thought, well, as soon as I get asked by a composer if I have something, I generally start going on the hunt for it if I don't have it. And he meant a Greek Bouzouki, which is a very different instrument in some ways. And but I bought this one, and I have thought that I might use this as a kind of a bass mandolin or an octave mandolin. But I'll explain in a second why that it won't work for that necessarily. What I want to do is I want to do kind of a review and a little mini lesson about the Irish Bouzouki. It's solid spruce top. It's 4 sets of strings, 4 courses as they say. The bottom 2 strings are octaves and the top 2 pairs of strings are unison. Kind of, close enough. And but it's tuned G-dad, so G, D, A, D. And the back and sides are mahogany, and I believe they're solid mahogany. Yeah, it looks like solid mahogany. I'm seeing mahogany on the inside, so that tells me it's that. And the neck's mahogany as well. So it's actually put together really well. I have yet to use this on a game or a movie or a TV show, I don't think, but I have used it on a record. And I've taken it to church a couple times when we're doing acoustic sets where we want to do worship songs all acoustically, with the whole band's playing acoustic. And so I brought this, and it's great for the key of G. So if there's a song in the set list that's in the key of G, I'll bring this. However, you know, I've got my G7th here. I can totally throw a G7th capo on here and say if I go to 3rd fret, now I could be in B flat, so without any problem. The reason this won't quite work as a bass mandolin, and one of the composers I work for, he often will write music that's below my mandolin, and sometimes I'll tune down the mandolin. I need to get a mandola, but I thought, well, you know, why not just get a bass mandolin? And I thought I could tune this like a bass mandolin. The Goldtone calls that an octave mandolin, which means it's an octave below a regular mandolin. The thing is, the scale, meaning the length here, this is about 4 inches longer than the bass mandolin. So even though this is exactly, the bottom 3 strings are exactly below a mandolin, these top 2 strings are really tight. And I'm afraid to tighten them up because I know they're going to snap. So if I try to tune these up to E so I have a perfect G, D, A, E like a mandolin, only an octave down, I know that it would break. So I'm going to have to order an octave mandolin. And when I do, I'll do a review of that because it would be very handy to have. But I could read on this one probably. I just think that top string would throw me off. Okay, then that's more than you needed to know. I actually think this is pretty good. Now the retail price currently, of course, keep in mind, 5 years from now when you're watching this video, it may be higher. But currently the price on this instrument is about a $725. That's probably street to. I'm not sure how much discount you can get on these. You can probably find them used somewhere. I'll put a link down below where you can check it out and go a little deeper, a dive on it if you want. And then I was going to show you just a couple cool things I noticed while I'm learning to play it. Now, one of the things nice, it's kind of like, it's to me, very Led Zeppelin sounding. It's kind of a combination of having this mandolin that Jimmy Page would sometimes play, and also play kind of the dadgad sound that it tends to have. And you know, Kashmir's in dadgad. There's a few Zeppelin tunes that are in dadgad, I believe. And so it kind of, you know, Now I'm going to show you a cool little thing. So what you have here with the G, D, A, D is you basically have a G2 chord. All right, a G2 chord, but no third. There's no third here, so you can't tell if this is major or minor. And it's the second string from the bottom, the second pair of strings from the bottom, that is the A in the second in this little G2 chord. So if you go up 1 fret, you get G minor. Can you see my hand? Okay, good. Okay, if you go up 2 frets, you get G major. Now, think about it, is if you go up the fretboard, you've got nothing but a bunch of 2 chords. So here's A2, B2, you know, and again, none of these have thirds in them. C2, D2, E2. So I can go G major by going up 2 frets on the second string. I go to A minor by barring here at the 2nd fret and then adding 1 finger, or add my 2nd finger 1 fret up. That's A minor. I got B minor here at the 4th fret with my 2nd finger, and I can immediately go up to here to the 5th fret, put my 3rd finger down, and I've got a C chord, C major chord. But also the other cool thing is I can go back to that 2nd anytime I want, or if I want the 4th. And then on the top string and there's 2 D strings, so both of those are the 5th, and if you want to kind of do a G major to G6 to G7 to G major 7 to octave. And I like to have, it's really cool to be able to put the 7ths and 6s in the middle of the voicing. So I've got my 1st finger down here. So this is G, and this would be like a G major 7, but it's really interesting because the 7th is in the middle. It's a lot of fun to mess around with. I don't know how practical it is, but it's actually a fairly easy instrument to kind of get up and running on. Because there's only 4 strings, so it's kind of like taking up the bass. The neck is very narrow, so if you have a smaller hand, and I don't, I'm sorry, I have a big hand. I have a big mouth too. But if you have a smaller hand, it's actually not a bad instrument. And with the capo, you know, you can play in any key without too much problem. The strings are pretty tight, so that it is a little bit tough. When you bar, you kind of, I feel like I have to put some force on it. And also, I've always found, like with a mandolin, when I bar on a mandolin, that little skinny neck really kind of digs into the meat of my thumb, and it can kind of hurt a little bit. This is kind of the same way. It's a much bigger neck than a mandolin. If I were to play in a different key, I would, like if I were going to be in B flat or something, I would probably just capo. And then I would find some voice. Let me show you those voicings just for fun, but I'll show them to you in G. So the G chord I'm playing here, and see this relationship between the bottom note and the 2nd string from the bottom. Okay, this string here. The A string is the root and the 3rd. So I'm going here, and I want to go to C major, but I want to keep an open sound. So I could bar and do it this way, but I'm going like this. So I'm actually doing 5 0 7 0, and it's very kind of tight in the bottom there. You got the 2nd right down there with the root, and then I go to the D and I go to the E. So this is this is a G chord, this is a pseudo C chord, this is a pseudo D chord, and this is a pseudo E minor chord. If I were to analyze what they were, the names would sound so complex you'd be discouraged. I don't want you to be discouraged. But. playing in 6/8, aren't I? Well, it just is natural to play in the Celtic grooves over on it with a Celtic instrument. So anyway, I'm not. This is not an endorsement. I'm not necessarily recommending. I'm just telling you about this instrument. But it is, for me, I can never have too many stringed instruments. So that's kind of why I picked this up, and I thought that maybe I needed to get a bouzouki, and it turns out I still need to get a Greek bouzouki, so I'm going to have to go shopping again, okay? Anyway, God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, also, I think this was a second. I don't remember. I know I got a discount. Because I was buying something at the NAMM show, and if you buy something at the NAMM show, a lot of times it's so they give you a little discount because they don't have to take it home, which they love. It's less they have to pack up and take home. I can't remember what the issue is, and I don't really care if something's got a scratch or something like that, because I'm mostly just in here in the studio working. I'm not out performing a lot, so I'm not sure, but they do have seconds on their website, I noticed, and so you can pretty much buy with confidence. They're not going to send you something that the neck is broken on or anything like that. It's probably a pretty minor flaw. It may have been a finish thing. I don't know. I don't see it anywhere. So anyway, like I said, this is not necessarily an endorsement. It's just telling you about the instrument, and I kind of like it. I've been having fun with it, and it's been hanging in my studio, so I've been kind of playing around with it lately. So anyway, God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon.